Ah! Oh! You threw me? He threw me at +6? Do I have trouble with people flawless blocking me in Blood Drive? I mean, people do flawless block me, but you can make that work for you. If you're fighting someone who's flawless blocking you every time, you can actually make that work to your advantage. I have the kind of weird opinion that all of Skarlet's flawless block gaps actually make her better, not worse, in a strange way. You know, I would ask Wavy King for more games, but the last 3 times I've run into him on Ranked, I've asked him for more games, and he always says no. Watch, I'm not making it up. I'll show you. Where is he? Look! See? See what I mean? Every time I ask him and he's like, nope. I'm just in it for the Combat League points, Twixxie. Get out of my face. But, yeah, I think Skarlet's flawless gaps actually work. I mean, obviously, objectively, it's not a good thing that you can flawless block all of her strings. But you can make it work for you because people who try to flawless block all of her strings will open themselves up to like getting staggered a lot, right? Like for instance, if 124 was not a flawless blockable string, oh yeah, let's try using Blood Drive and see if it makes a difference. Then against Skarlet, you would block 1-2 and it would be like, all right, either I can try to like interrupt right here, or I can just block the 4. And in that situation, blocking the 4 isn't very rewarding. So they will try to interrupt a lot more often, making your stagger pressure less useful, right? But since Skarlet can Skarlet can be flawless blocked, the reward of flawless blocking her is much greater. And what that means is people are much more likely to go for it. And if you know that, then you can make that work for you just by going, you know, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and staggering it forever. You know what I mean? Oh. Wow. Oh, it's an overhead! I always forget. I always forget that it's an overhead. Yes, that is what it says. Yeah, it's you know, you can make it work for you. Whoops. I learned something similar in my Pokken days. Chandelure, if I may go off on a tangent, my main in Pokken, Chandelure, had a move, right, that used to make her invincible to all attacks, right? It was called Minimize. And everybody hated it. You had to hold down the special move button for like 5 seconds, right? Like a charge move. So you would hold it down, and then once it was all charged up, you would let it go, and Chandelure would instantly, on frame 1, become completely invulnerable to all attacks. She couldn't be hit or grabbed or overhead or anything. Totally invulnerable, right? And people despise that move so much. It wasn't actually like overpowered, I don't think, because there was a lot of recovery on the end of it and you could, you know, like bait it out. But the point is, people thought it was really annoying. I'm sure you can imagine why. I mean, it certainly was annoying. So, one day, there was a balance patch to Pokken, and they nerfed Minimize by making it grabbable, right? If you minimize, you could get grabbed out of it. And obviously, from an objective standpoint, that was a nerf. It made the move worse. But what it did in the real world is people started grabbing a lot more often against Chandelure because the equity for grabs went way up because you can grab minimize, you know? So I was able to take advantage of that and punish their grab attempts really, really hard in spaces where before they never would have tried to grab. Because minimize became grabbable, suddenly they were grabbing all the time, and I was able to take advantage of that. So even though on paper minimize got worse, I was able to take advantage of people attempting to, you know, use it or exploit the new weakness. And in the end, it actually ended up being, you know, a buff to reality. Even though on paper, it didn't make much sense to say that that was a buff. It's a similar situation that we're looking at here, I think. Alright, well, he's blocking it. But that's okay. We want him to stand still for this move. Uh-oh. Yeah, exactly.
Round 2, fight.
So, this is why Skarlet being flawless blockable. Like, watch this. I'll show you what I mean. If I can stop getting bodied for a second. This person has demonstrated that they will always attempt to flawless block the forward 3-4 string. As they should, right? But, because of that, if I can get close enough, that is gonna work every single time. You see what I mean? Oh boy. Oh boy. Damn. Well, you know, it's not a perfect solution. Remember we said we were going to try to use the suck against Jade. Will I be replacing Skarlet with Sindel? I mean, probably not, right?